Hey everyone, welcome back to another speed build. Today I'm building a family home, probably like a mid-suburbia style family home. Middle class family. I imagine two parents, one child, probably a daughter from how I styled the room. A pretty decent sized house. It also has a pool, simple backyard area, the nice white fencing outside, just the very typical home you would see in the middle of the suburbs somewhere around. But yeah, I had fun doing this one. I didn't really have any inspiration for it. I just sort of started building and went from there. My original idea was to have like a double winged home almost, so like the parents had their own side on one of the house and the kids had their own side on the other side of the house, but I scrapped that idea and then went for this more traditional family style home. The living area is a bit more open floor plan idea, but it's still kind of a family feel because it is smaller. The areas to move around aren't so big as you see in some other open floor plan concept homes. It took me a while to pick the color of the house that I wanted. Originally I was going to do bricks with brick columns, but then I swapped to just the regular vinyl siding. And the landscaping, really simple on this house. I just did the same bushes all around and the same flowers and ground cover. There really wasn't much to it. I do add a couple trees after I'm done with the interior of the house so that they didn't interfere with my view while decorating, but nothing really too fancy. I didn't focus too much on the exterior of the house on this build. I was mainly just focused on the interior. And even when we get inside, I didn't really do too much cluttering. I mainly just relied on the furniture for the house. And you'll see that especially in the living areas. I added more clutter in the bathrooms, but not the living areas at all. And I do want to apologize if you could still hear the congestion in my voice. I am still fighting, I don't know, it's either a head cold or just really bad allergies. Right now the whole house has it, so we just kind of keep sharing it with one another. So I'm hoping we all get healthier soon and I'll have more energy to do more recordings and more voiceovers and hopefully won't sound so nasally. But anyhow, now we're on the inside of the house, and I did use the Parenthood counters and appliances like I did on my last build. I just really like how they're so cohesive, and they do have probably the most realistic swatches in my opinion. Yeah, just like the texture of the countertop seems real to me, the colors of the counter seem real, and then the matching swatch for the fridge I also like as well. I didn't record it all, but I did end up raising the height of the windows in this build. I never know what height to put them on because I don't want them to be below the counters in the kitchen, but then I feel like they're too high up to the ceiling. But I guess like looking at my house, our windows also touch the ceiling. I don't know. I feel like they just look better in The Sims from the exterior when they're not this high up on the wall, but then they have to go below the counter height. So yeah, whatever, total side note with that one. But I ended up using these curtains in every room in the house except the child's room. I just liked how it sort of made everything blend together, and they're one that you can fit on any size window just by layering them up like I did on that 3-bay window there. So yeah, that was kind of nice. This build does end up having a lot of packs in it, mainly because of this kitchen area with the clutter I put in. Like you could see I'm using some of the country kitchen stuff. It's just the clutter items, so if you don't have that kit and you still want to download the house, you can do that. It is on the gallery. You'll just be missing some of the kitchen clutter, which obviously is not a big deal. If it is, you can replace it with stuff you have, like, plants, because what else do we use to clutter up houses in The Sims anymore? I did want to use the debug glasses and bottles on these shelves, but I could not find them. I even have, I have Better Build Buy installed and I just couldn't find them. I don't know if it's because I'm in a mental fog and just looked over them, but yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I don't have any of my packs disabled, so it's not like they shouldn't be in my game, but yeah, instead I just had to cut down on the amount of clutter I put in the kitchen, which to some people I'm sure is a good thing because I tend to go a little overboard, especially with kitchen clutter, but I can't help it. Even my real life kitchen has a lot of clutter in it. It's like the room everyone is always in, you know? So to me that just makes sense. But yeah, and these pans, I don't think I've ever used them the natural size. I know I've said this a million times, but I always size them down one just because they don't make any sense at the size that they are. Like even if you match them up to the burners on the stove, they're too big. Like you have to size them down to make them look realistic and to fit them in that spot above the stove. So I always do that trick. Another trick I always do that I didn't record on this one is the lights under the cabinets in the kitchen. It just, I mean, it's something that I, again, like in real life, but it also just makes the build look better, I think. I did end up cutting out some of the cluttering in this build. I cut out like me placing lights. I didn't record any of the bathrooms. Like I said, I'm still fighting a cold, so I really just wanted to get this up and have it be good quality. I didn't want to like show you all the boring stuff, and I know this voiceover is probably going to be all over the place and maybe not the most exciting, but I at least wanted a good quality build up, so I did not record me doing any of the lighting or any of the bathrooms, anything like that. And I did just keep the furniture and decorations in this part of the house, like the living area, relatively simple. I did not have an idea in mind for what the parents' jobs would be, but I did include knitting stuff. I figured maybe the mom could be into that, and I have a computer, but other than that, I don't really have anything that, like, would really dictate what the parents would do for a job or what they would really be into. So if you have ideas for that, you can go ahead and let me know. Also, the age of the child in this house, I didn't really think of. Either they're a child or a teen. I kept the room kind of in that in-between stage again. I just went with like gray and muted pink, so that again could be for any life stage. And I added some children toys, but again, like they could be just turning teens, so they still have like their little stuffed animals and dollhouse. I don't know. But yeah, I also put like book bag for school age, so they're definitely still in school. So maybe it is a child because I did include a bit of like the littler kid items. Yeah, I don't know, but I tried to again not really overclutter this house. I feel like houses like this in real life sometimes don't have the most clutter, like they're kept relatively clean looking and organized. So yeah, I just wanted to have that feel in this build as well. I did try to keep all the walls uniform. I used mostly Parenthood, and where I didn't, I made sure that like the baseboard was still the same, like that white trim on the baseboard I kept. So yeah, I wanted this to just have a more real life feel, because I feel like sometimes when I decorate houses for The Sims, it's a little too overboard. So I wanted to make sure that this was definitely reflective of homes that I've seen in my real life. You know, when I was in middle school and high school, I lived in the typical white suburban town. Like, I graduated in a class with 62 kids, so it was one of those towns where everyone knew everyone, everyone was in everyone's business, and so this style home is definitely one that I was familiar with, and like, it wasn't overly clean. Like, they didn't hire help to clean the house, but it was never overly cluttered either. Like, you could tell it was lived in, but it was definitely kept clean. Usually the moms didn't work, so they stayed home and kept the house nice and clean, and then like the kids' rooms would have a little bit more in it, but not too much. And then like their bathrooms would always be overly stylized. Like, you could see the parents' ensuite bathroom here. It has like that almost faux brick wall look, and then like overly stylized. That's just stuff that I was familiar with growing up. In this home, it does have those two bathrooms, each with their own attached, or two bedrooms rather, each with their own attached bathroom, and then it does also have another full bath for guests. Originally, I think I meant to add a guest room, but I didn't, so now they just have an extra shower in the house for some reason. I mean, there will be 3 sins in this house in my mind, so I guess 3 showers makes sense. That's just a lot of cleaning I wouldn't want to do, but that's just me. And again, the clutter in this room, not too overboard, just a little bit. I did purposely mismatch the lamps, because I feel like in real life you don't always have cohesive lighting all around. Like, you sometimes just pick up different lights from different parts of your life. And then I did that thing again where I add plants to existing jars in the catalog to give them a more unique look, and I just added some wallpaper to the parents' room. And then I'm on the outside, which is very simple. Just add some stuff around the pool, some planters, some toys for the child, and that is it. I hope you enjoyed this build. Please subscribe if you haven't already, leave a like, comment, all that fun stuff, and I will see you all next time. Bye! Bye!